anytime you're getting like-minded people together and you're all excited about learning new stuff, it's a great atmosphere.
They were looking for you. There was a couple of people that they were talking about you from the last trip. So now they're not going to do this again until I think it's April. But by April, I think we're going to be at a whole different market. A whole different market. So
it sounds like there's some stories that I've missed out on. If the people from one event remember you the next time that event occurs, like the next year, and they're talking about you, there must have been some good stuff happening.
It was all good.
All good stuff.
It was all good.
All good stuff.
We're here to learn and have a good time too,
Yeah, exactly.
Not all work,
You can't go to Florida.
They're all day events, man. They start about 9 in the morning, go to 6. Then you go out and have a good time together. You go to the beach. We went to another Italian restaurant down there, and then we, it was all. And then we met up the next morning. It was really good. It was really good. They're getting, they've done a bunch of these, so they know what they're doing. It takes a lot of time to prepare, and you can't, you've done, you do this, and you know how long it takes you to do a presentation for 30 minutes alone. I mean, how many hours worth of work do you really have to do to pull that off?
A whole lifetime.
Yeah, imagine doing 4 days. They don't do this all. They have other people come in and stuff, but it's really good. It's really, really, really good. Highly recommended.
Yeah.
But anyway, so here we are back, and Vaughn moved the tires out of the way that were over in the corner of his room there, I see. Now we got the American flag up. Good deal, man.
That.
Yeah. He's a capitalist, you can tell. And I love that.
I missed the beginning of the call. It sounded like it was going well. So I missed the beginning. Sorry about being late. That's the way it goes, I guess.
That's all right. We're going to blame it on the hotel.
Yeah. Blame it on the hotel. So who else has got something here to chat about? Who's got some deals we got to just dissect and make happen? Anybody got anything?
I want Vaughn to talk about a deal that he's working on.
Okay.
And it's the deal where you called the homeowner and they were like, the property, you looked it up and it was worth about, what'd you say, 189, and they were wanting 300 and something.
Oh, well, they were asking 389 on Zillow, no Zestimate or nothing. Talking just cash, because right off the bat she told me she won't do anything creative.
Okay.
She says the lowest she'll go down is like 350. Okay, I'll call you back. I look it up, whatever. I call her back just to tell her no, I can't do 350. I couldn't find any comps for it. It looks extremely expensive, and stuff around that neighborhood that has sold is like nothing above 200, like maybe 150 or 170 tops.
Really?
Yeah, so, but then I kind of brushed over something creative. Even though she told me no, she was interested in hearing about it, and I forgot what I said exactly, but I was like, well, no, I'm not going to talk about this unless, if this is something you're open to doing, then let's talk about it. But I didn't tell her I wasn't going to waste my time, but I was basically saying I don't want to waste my time. But she was open to hearing about it. Now we're going to talk tomorrow. She just wanted to know what it was all about, but I guess what got her thinking about it was the rental price not being credited towards the overall purchase price for a lease with the option to purchase. So now we're going to talk tomorrow. She doesn't know how much she wants down, and she just wants to talk with her bank specialist or something, because she runs a business, and at first she said she needed the money to run a business. That's why she couldn't do anything creative. But then she goes, she just needs money coming in, so the monthly price could work, maybe. But we'll see. But
how much is the mortgage on the house now? Do you know?
I don't know. It wasn't on PropStream. Couldn't find any comps.
So what are you talking about doing? A lease option or something like that?
Yeah, maybe.
So who says she's going to get money up front? She won't get money up front unless you're going to structure it that way.
Right.
Assumptions. Don't assume you're going to give her any money.
No, she was asking about it. She says, "Do you give money down?" And I said, "Well, I don't like to, but maybe like first and last."
You got it. You want solve a problem. They ask her, she says she needs money. What kind of money are we talking about? Monthly, annually? Do you have to get rid of this house? Maybe it could be worth some more money in a couple of years. You see what's happening with this crazy market, you know? So, right now, if hyperinflation takes off, a $300,000 house, you won't be able to buy for $500,000. So, in a couple of years, who knows what's coming down the pike? So tell me, how long has this house been on the market?
I think like 100 days maybe.
Oh yes, so
Yeah.
that's a long time. So she's
Yeah.
she's all over the map with the price. You call her up tomorrow and say, you know what, I've been looking at this. I can't find any comps in your neighborhood even close to this. Can you help me out? Don't tell her a house isn't worth the money. Tell her that, you know what, can you help me out with some comps? How did you come up with this price? Help me. I need your help with this. Well, I just think it's worth. No, don't think, lady. Tell me, I wouldn't say that to her, but you just want to. You want her to say, listen. I need your help with something. I'm trying to, get some values to get this price up, to where you're looking at, and I can't seem to find anything. Help me out. Where'd you get the price from?
Yeah.
And if she tells her cousin's a realtor and he said that's what it's worth, well, did he give you some backup documents? Did he do a CMA? What did he do? Rub the lamp. What did he do? So he rubbed the lamp, all right. So you can start off with that, and if you see, and if she might have, how long she's owned the house?
No, I don't. It seems like a while though.
All right. Before you have another conversation with this person, you got to do your homework. You want to look on PropStream or something like that. Find out how long she's owned the house, a ballpark idea of what's on the mortgage, or if she's got a mortgage, right? That's where your starters are, and they'll also give you a value, a property value, which you can also break that down by what's on the MLS at this time as being sold, and they'll also give you one that's just property values off the city or the county rolls. So are you using PropStream yet or no?
No, I'm on PropStream. It wasn't on PropStream though.
It has to be.
She must not have put the address in the right way. I think she put in the community, rather than the city. For I don't know. I tried to play around with it. It's one of those addresses. It says the street, and then it says after the street, east or north or whatever.
So you couldn't find it at all? Can you put
You got a zip code?
Put the address here in the chat. Let me see if I can find it while you're talking here a little bit.
Just put the street and the zip in and see what comes up. Maybe you'll find something. The street and the zip, and we go from there. That's a little bit of a shiesty move, but hey, we got Jerry Smith on. What's going on, Jerry?
Got it, Vaughn. Thanks.
Good deal. Got a few people on tonight. Mag is joining us. Henry's online. Okay. Jason's in the back holding court.
What's up, Steve? I might have a question for you, Steve.
Just give us a minute. I'm going to put you in the waiting box. Hold on, man. We're one fire at a time here. We're trying to help Vaughn with this house here. He says he can't find a property. Any luck, Justin?
Well, you got to give me a little bit longer than that. I just got logged into PropStream.
All right, everybody hang. Mag, what do you got for me, Mag? What's up, man?
So, I'm planning to buy a property, a 4-family for myself with an FHA 203K loan. But how hard it is to do a rehab? It could be a question for Justin too. What's I have not done rehabs, but I just want to know from you guys that have experience, how hard it is to do a rehab.
To do a rehab, you mean to get a rehab loan, or to get out your hammers and saws and start doing a rehab? Is that what you're talking about?
No, basically I'm gonna get the construction loan. But how much headache is involved and all that.
Who's doing the work?
Well, the contractors.
Oh, contractors, plural. How much? What's your? How much time do you have to chase after these people and all? I'm the wrong guy to ask because I don't have the
Maybe
patience.
maybe
to-
Justin.
I don't do any of these anymore. I just don't. So yeah, maybe Justin can help you out with that or somebody else on the call.
Yeah, I can't find it on PropStream, guys. It's just not there. It's the ghost property, but strange. But yeah, to Mac's question, it's very difficult to do a rehab job with contractors that you find on Craigslist or Facebook or even recommended by other people. It's tough. The great ones, the good ones, are busy as shit, man.
Yep.
And it's hard for you to get their attention because you got one-off deal. And you're going to want to do it on a budget. And they're just like, man, I'd rather just keep riding my gravy train that I'm on right now. I ain't got time for that. And that's just the reality of it. Now, the bad ones are the ones that you'll find on Craigslist and Facebook looking for work. Okay. And those are the guys that you got to watch because those are the ones that you can find and you hire them and then you give them half the money for the first draw. You divide your project up into 4 draws. You give them half the money for the first draw so they can start getting some materials together. And, so you give them, $2,200, $2,500, $5,000. Here you go. You can go up to the Home Depot and get the drywall or whatever. If you did that, that's kind of a bad way of doing it, but I've done it. And I've seen them get in the van and drive off with my $5,000 and never come back.
Right.
Yeah. And now my ship is sunk, man. You know what I mean? On that deal. It's sinking fast. Another thing too, so there's ways around that, man. You can go up to Home Depot or Lowe's and open up an account at the contractor's desk, and you can have your contractor go up there and with the property address and your approval, and they'll actually set it up on the phone where you can approve or disapprove purchases by your contractor, and they'll all organize it. And that way, you can own your materials, which is what you should do. You should own materials, and then you should purchase their labor, okay? And you should pay them after the labor is complete. That's how that works. And inspected.
There's do's and don'ts along with that.
Yeah. So, you're gonna learn some pitfalls along the way.
If it's the first time you're
Right.
doing business with this guy, you want whoever the contractor is, you want to make sure this guy is capitalized. He's got money in the bank. All right. I would not, if this is your first time doing business with this guy, under IRS guidelines, and I'm not giving legal, you can look this up. All right. If you supply the materials and he's supplying the labor, now he's an employee. So if he's a handyman and he's licensed, that's one thing. If he's a contractor and he's got people working there, and you're supplying listen, you're going to save a lot of money doing it that way. And I still do it that way with small jobs. But when I've got a bigger job going on that I've got to do, I do not supply the materials because I don't want anybody on his staff claiming that they're employees. I just heard one guy on this panel that we were with this weekend got sued. He almost got cleaned out. This guy, he was out of Connecticut. Somebody fell off the roof of the house, and he had insurance. He had the workman's comp and all the rest of that. But when they got to court and the attorneys found out on the prosecuting side, you want to call it that, whatever, that he was supplying the materials and all that, that flips the law. Now these people become employees. So just be careful what you're doing. Hire people that have already worked for people either that go look at their jobs, do the same thing. You got to really do a background search, make sure they're licensed.
Yeah.
Make sure that if the guy's got a corporation, or an LLC, look it up in the state, make sure it's real. All right. And then call if he's licensed, hopefully he's licensed. If he isn't, get away from him. If he's licensed, go down, check that all out. Make sure he's got insurance, call his agent. He's going to work on your house, your financing. Okay, he's got to have insurance,
right?
But not only not only for what he does, but he's got to cover what your building and all.
Yeah, but those people, they're gonna be, they're gonna be from the FHA contractors, so they need to be, they need to have all those licenses and everything. with the loan that I'm gonna get, it's gonna be an FHA loan.
How big a job are you doing?
Well, I'm looking for a rehab that it's gonna be about 50 to 100.
$50,000 to $100,000 in rehab work? I lost
Yeah,
it.
yeah, no,
So, you know what? You know what I tell you to do? Instead of spending the $50,000 or $100,000 in rehab work, go find a deal subject to and take it over. Solve somebody's problems and get a house that doesn't need work. That's what I would say. Bring in private money and then refinance it. Now you don't have to worry about contractors. And those deals are going to be abundant before the year is out. I guarantee it. Anywhere you're looking. We've already gone over the top of that threshold with the market. We've already hit the top and we're on the way. We're on the way back down. So every market's got and this thing was stretched out of control. So you're going to start seeing time on market's going to start getting longer. And if what happens in now we're going to get political for a second. What happens with the Congress, if these idiots can push together any kind of a bill that's going to show anything, $1 billion, I mean, $1.5 trillion more debt that we've got. Just $1 trillion, forget 3. All right. You're going to see differences overnight. More people are going to be out of work because a lot of companies won't be able to afford it. More markets are going to close. So, and it's going to put a very, very it's a big squeeze on the economy, on housing and everything. Don't go jumping into the market and buying a quad, to live in when you can wait 3, 4, 5 months and steal one. That's what I would say to do. But listen, babe, but a deal's a deal. If you found something right now that you can, put both feet into, and when you're done with you're done doing all the work that's needed on a house, you got good equity in it, then do it. Whatever.
yeah. What kind of leads do you take, Steve, for doing subjects to?
For doing subject to, I look at homes that are on landlords, not of course they're not owner occupied. Number one. Number two, look for properties that are in pre-foreclosure. Look for properties that was sold in the last like 7 or 8 years back to a year ago. I'd look for those in the particular counties where you're looking. I like that stuff. And if you come across something that's a subject to, or the people are already in pre-foreclosure, you can sink your teeth into those and usually do pretty good. Because they're investors, they don't live there, and the turnaround on it is it's not a personal thing, it's business. So, anyways, what else? I saw something
Thanks.
go across.
Thanks, Steve.
Yeah, I
man.
put something in the. Sorry, go ahead.
Steve, what can you give us? What nuggets can you give us from the Ayanati? Like what's
Well, it's nothing you haven't heard already. John's been jumping in and out of the calls, and he came out and he's come out and did a presentation, and it's really just redefining his system and going forward where he thinks the market's going, and where he's been in all these markets. He's been doing this for a long time, and he thinks that going forward, subject to is going to be huge. And he's not suggesting this short sale stuff. Right now, banks really aren't crazy about short selling. A nice house in a nice neighborhood, unless you're looking at junkers or whatever it is. Who wants to do that? I'm not looking for a job, man. At my age, all I want is cash flow. That's what I want. So, but everybody's different, So he's looking at. Is that it? What does that mean? I don't know.
I'm asking Vaughn if that link I sent him is the property that I'm looking for on PropStream. Okay. I think I found it. I manually through the map.
There you go. So he's concentrating more. His business is concentrating on homes that have been on the market and failed as far as MLS is concerned. They've already run out. They're 150, 160 days. Go out, get those contracts. He loves that. Give the people whatever they want. Bring them back to the market, renegotiate it, and sell it. First thing. Second thing, subject twos. Oh, there's more homes right now in pre-foreclosure and about to hit over the next couple of months. There'll be a ton of them. Look for homes that have expired because those people want to sell. All right. Look for homes that are for sale by owners. They want to sell, you know. So those are the four biggies. What else, man? What else? Any other questions? Owners, same, whatever. We're all good.
I'm
Vaughn,
good. Thank you, Steve.
okay, man. Vaughn, was that the right address? You think that might be it?
You're on mute, Vaughn.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to tell over the aerial view.
Is the name the same, the owner's name?
Oh yeah, Linda Miller. Yeah, okay.
Okay, so there
You
is
guys are
a-
so smart.
Justin the detective.
Dude, I've been doing this a minute.
There you go.
Crack
Nice.
the case. Yeah, so there's the deets on it. You'll have to remember the link to it because the address is actually not in PropStream. I found it by following the map and just picking the house itself.
There you go.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah.
A great search for you when you're looking for someone is Fast People Search.
Yep.
And that's great
Heard
for
about
getting
that
phone
one.
numbers and addresses, and it has really a bunch of information that's free.
Right on.
I've used it a few times.
Yeah, so she's definitely overpriced.
So we got an address. Has anybody got it in PropStream?
Yeah, doesn't matter though, Vaughn, because if she's willing to do something creative, you might be able to pay her a lot more in purchase price. Is that right, Coach Steve? That's why I wanted you guys to talk about this one.
Well, yeah,
Absolutely. But how much? We don't know how much the house is worth. We got to go somewhere. What was it say on
Let's- 154. If she's asking 350,
Wow.
yeah. To be honest, I wasn't really excited about this one. Yeah, I got some cash ones that I was looking at that I'm
She
really
got a
excited
mortgage.
about.
Let's go back to this house a minute. She got a mortgage on it? Down to the bottom. And how long has she owned it?
Looks like since 2009.
Yeah. If she wants a hell of a number like that,
There's literally no comparables around, too. Nothing.
this is way out in the country, you think?
Yeah.
Okay, so what are you thinking
Yeah.
of rent for, Vaughn? Any
What
idea?
it'll rent for?
Yeah.
1,000 tops, maybe 1,200, maybe.
Wow. So we got nowhere to go with this. You offer a $500.
Well, wait a minute now. I don't know. This is a 2,666 square feet,
Really?
three bedroom, probably two baths. I'm guessing
Oh,
it was built in 1966, and from the picture on Zillow, it looks like a nice house. This looks like maybe at least 1,500, maybe a little more. I mean, I'm just taking a wild stab at it. I mean, it looks like it's in a nice area, got a nice yard, beautiful house.
Okay.
I think 1,000 or 1,200 would be like way too low. I'll rent it myself for that much.
so say it's 1,500, right? You want to stay in this deal? You want, or if you can make some money on it every month, or you just want to fly by it and try and sell it? She's been at it for 100 days already, and this doesn't sound like it's logical. Has she moved out of it?
Yeah, I think she is. Yeah.
Then now it's costing her money every month. So you don't see
No,
more.
I remember now. I did ask that question. She's free and clear on it.
No more.
She also owns 7 properties. There's 7 linked properties
Oh
here.
shit.
Okay, so this is an advanced individual.
This is somebody just playing the game.
Yeah.
Numbers. Yeah. Okay. Well, then that's that. You're not gonna steal it. You're not gonna go through crazy. Yeah, move on. It's too far out of whack. Maybe you call them back and say, listen, I'll check back with you in a year or so. It's and see where you're at with whatever. I wouldn't get involved.
All right.
Somebody's in the background.
That was
You know?
that was anticlimactic. Sorry, I made you do that, Vaughn.
No, I'm probably shouldn't have even talked about it. I was just more happy about the way the conversation went.
Yeah, well, you
Yeah.
know what? He showed everybody here how to go looking on a map and actually find out where the hell this place was. I find
Yeah.
that a lot of guys play around and they'll put a special number after their address, and Zillow can't find it. They get the listing, they put it on, and all of a sudden there's no comps, there's nothing on, they can't find it. And that's what this guy did. He pulled up an address or whatever, and that's probably an authentic street and all that, but the area where it's at is probably the development and not the town. Who knows?
The address in here just is lacking the house number.
Oh,
So it just says Main Street, something Tennessee, and then the zip code. So every other house around it is just like, for example, this house is 5990, and this house is on the other side is 6030. The only one in the middle is this got to be this address. So I clicked it, and then it pulled up details, analysis, all that stuff. So that's how you do it, guys and gals. If you really just pull up the map on PropStream and find it, go find it.
hunt around.
Yeah.
All right. I think we've exhausted this one to oblivion. So I don't got anywhere to go with this one, man. I don't think so. Go back in 3 months, and if the guy still got it, then we can talk about it in the middle of the winter. Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Vaughn. You're the star of the night.
Always.
Who else got to chat about? Yeah, he's doing pretty well. Every week he's swinging the bat. That's good. Who else got something to talk about?
Jason,
Hey,
what's going on, man?
hello.
It's good to see you, dude. Good to hear
Good.
from you, man.
Yeah, it's been a
Hey,
bit. Good to see you guys.
Hey,
Good to
what's
see
All you
happening?
guys. Believe it or not, I recognize everybody.
I know you do. You're here a lot, dude.
I've
We,
been-
we appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Yeah, I've been away for a bit. I've been taking care of my mother. Fell and broke her hip, so I've been down and about 5 hours away, just helping her with
Wow.
whatever she needs. And so
Oh, that's tough, man. Sorry to
she's
hear
good.
that.
She's good though. Yeah, she's out of surgery and she's back home and everything. So
Well, that's good.
Good boy.
No rehab.
yeah, she already did. She had surgery. She spent a couple weeks in rehab, and now she's back home. So
Good. Good.
know.
God bless.
yeah,
Keep her-
appreciate that. But yeah, that's where I've been. I've been away for a bit.
All right. All right. So,
Hey, Steve, did you ever get that? Did you ever get that old LTD? That property with the LTD in it?
Oh, but I stopped by it. I drove by it today. It's still in the garage. Property's still there. The guy's cutting the lawn. You know, they got a caretaker. Shit's still in the house. Guys, I've been in contract for 10 years on this house. 10 years. All right. And the family is still bouncing the ball around. Whatever.
What do? You just amend it to extend it every so often, or what?
Basically now it just reads that it started on this day and it goes until we close. That's it.
Okay.
So the broker, I think that listed it, I don't think he's even around anymore because the paperwork reads just goes from the executor of the estate directly to me. So that's what we're doing now. We're just pushing paper around.
Yeah.
And I call the guy once every 6 months. I go, it's time. My alarm went off. He just starts laughing. He's okay. Send it over. I'll sign it because we were doing it every 6 months. And I'm doing it anyway. I want to make sure this guy's not going to sell me out or whatever.
Yeah.
You know? So
Yeah.
they're keeping the house up. I mean, the air conditioner is on like 82 degrees so that you don't get mold in the house. They're cutting the lawn. I mean, come on, man. Sell me this damn house. They spent more cutting the lawn and turning the air conditioning on for the last 10 years than I'm giving them for the house.
And you get the car with the house.
That's the only really reason why I'm buying the damn house. So, yeah,
What year is it?
66.
Steve, do you just have a purchase agreement? Is that what you have on that home?
Yep. Yep.
What color? What color was it? Is it?
Black with red, like that red nylon cloth, those big, thick old seats.
Love
This
it.
thing's got like 1,400 miles on it.
Let me know if you need
Wow.
tires.
Yeah, right. There you go.
Awesome.
That one right there?
They're all flat. No, that's a two-door. This is
Yeah,
a big
that's-
LTD. That looks like a Fairlane.
That looks like a Galaxy or a Fairlane. Yeah, it looks like a Galaxy 500.
You're getting
Yeah.
warmer. You need a four-door Galaxy. Yeah, four-door LTD. The LTD was a tank. LTD. There you go. Right now he's.
I don't see it, guys.
There you go. There you go. Right there.
How you
Second,
getting there?
all the way
Right
to
here?
the left. Second down, all the way to the left.
Okay. Right here.
You had it. You moved it around. Go down.
Wow.
Go down. Go down. There. Well, there's one right there. Second down. That's the one.
Right here.
Yeah, that's one.
That is a monster car. That's an old, that looks like a hearse.
And the damn car's got a flat tire in the back. Look at that. That's a car lot or something. But that's the car. Yeah.
But the car that you get when you close is not in that shape, is it?
It's just dusty and dirty. The windows are rolled up in it, so the inside of the car looks brand new.
Are
It's
they
got a
starting it and running it at all, or rolling it? Or?
That ain't gonna run. They'll be fine. There's a lawnmower laying on the hood that fell off the shelf, and I'm not touching it. Let it sit there. I don't want anybody else touching this car. Yep. So, I'm gonna get this thing sooner or later. So,
That's
I had
awesome.
a deal that lasted 6 years to get, and I had a car in the garage I wanted, and I did really well with that. So we're waiting on this one. This is worth waiting for.
What are you going to do with it when you get it?
I'm going to clean it up and send it to the auction.
Clean it up
Clean
and
it
call
up
me.
with 1,200 miles or 1,600 miles, whatever's on this thing. They still got the original registration stickers from a year after it was registered on the windows. It came up from the Midwest somewhere. So whatever. You know what else it is? You know what Hummel plates look like? Those plates your wife hangs on the wall and it has a honeymoon is on it. The other one says, look at the picture of the president's on. This entire house is full of Hummel plates, but they're in crates. The guy must have been a wholesale distributor or something. The entire house, so there is there is a room in the kitchen, in the dining room, in any of the 3 bedrooms, the hallways. You could just about squeeze through. And he's got, since the house is on a cement slab, and he's got one of those hydraulic things you pick the crates up with, and you're walking around, but you probably have to empty out half the house to get to the restaurant, so, but the whole house is full of that stuff. So, yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, he must have been a distributor, or I hope, I bought a house down here. The entire house was full of, those old Wurlitzer player record players. They had the record would come out, get down, you'd drop a quarter in the thing or whatever, and it would play. The house must have had 50 of these things in it. I don't know how many. So I didn't see them myself, but I saw the pictures of it. And the guy passed away. He had 3 houses, and this was one of them. And the guy tore the kitchen out of it, but he'd come over every day and jump in the pool. And he had bought 3 houses. And then he was going senile. He was a school teacher going senile. And I wound up with all 3 of them. I bought all 3 of them.
Wow.
Yeah, those were the good old days, man. 10 years ago.
Those Wurlitzers would be worth a lot of money, I bet.
Well, I told his son wanted him. One goes, well, what are you going to give me for him? I says, nothing. He says, what do you mean? I says, he was in Texas. He came out for 2 weekends and put them all in those big 50 or 30-yard containers, and they went to the trash. So I didn't want them. I says, I want the house clean. I'll clean it, but I don't want all that shit in it. I'm going to do all that stuff. So he got rid of them. To him, they weren't worth anything either. So
wow,
and
that's one That's one thing I really like about the pretty house business is I've bought all new furniture a couple different times out of people's houses. They're moving. They're like, hey, do you know anybody that's, how could we sell this furniture or get rid of it? I'm like, well, what are you trying to get rid of? Turns out everything I needed.
Guys, you're going to be coming across stuff coming up soon, very soon. All right. Between foreclosures and people that want to relocate, the people that can't handle mortgage payments, look around the house and don't be afraid to ask, what are you going to do with all this stuff?
Yeah.
What are you going to do with it all?
Yeah.
And
like what I'm talking about is like I gave this guy like $500 for the whole house full. Like, or just leave everything. I'll give you $500 and just get out of here. You don't even need to rent a truck now or nothing. Just get. It was awesome. I love it when that happens.
what a sport. What a sport.
One time I got a spa. No kidding, y'all. A spa. Like, what you put water in it, you put it on your back deck or whatever, and you get in it. Hot tub with bubbles. And man, there was a house that I did a lease option on. Guy was super motivated, just wanting to walk away. And I was like, hey, what, you leaving this hot tub here? Oh, yeah, I don't care about that. I can't take it with me, and I don't care what happens to it ever. Get rid of it, keep it, sell it, whatever. I was like, cool. I loaded it up and had it loaded up and taken to my house. And now I got a spa, right? That's how that works.
There you go. There you go.
Then I put a tenant buyer in that house without a spa. They don't deserve a spa. I deserve a spa.
Everybody gets all kinds of crazy stuff. What people leave behind in houses, it blows your mind. Blows your mind. Besides skeletons in closets.
Yeah, besides those skeletons.
Holy cow. Yeah.
Sorry to derail things tonight, Coach Steve.
How many times you buy a house, right? And you open the closet, or you go through a house and you open the door of one of the closets in the back of the house, and there's an urn or something in there with somebody's name on. Like, hey, listen, wait a minute. You got to take this with you. I told you I cleaned the house up, but come on. There's got to be some line somewhere. Oh, boy. Yeah, we got kind of derailed there. Alcohol's optional on this hour. So
it's Uncle Bob.
We all enjoy it. Anyway, so who else got something to chat about here tonight? Don't everybody be so shy. Henry, what do you got, Henry? Come on, Henry.
Good to see Henry.
Hey, guys. Currently I don't have any deals. I've been making some few phone calls, but nothing has been biting so far.
You said where, in Albany?
No. I'm saying like I've been making some phone calls, but I haven't got anything so far.
Okay, all right. We'll keep swinging
Yeah, but I'm still hammering away at it. But I haven't got anything as yet.
What kind of leads are you going after?
Fizzballs right now on Zillow, Redfin. I stacked the list on PropStream, the tax lead and credit card debt. Yeah.
Wow, you going over everything. Credit card debt. Where you find that list?
I'm on PropStream. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I don't know if it was I'm not sure if it was Justin's video or somebody else's video, but they were talking about list stacking.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. That's great. All right. So you're not getting a whole lot of callbacks yet. What are you doing to get the people's attention? Well, how are you marketing?
I'm just cold calling.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, cold calling.
Have you been on the calls with our fellas in the mornings here, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday?
Oh yeah. And I've been on
Good.
a few. I haven't been on recently, but last week I was on some of the calls because Coach Mark he has his calling on what is it, like Tuesdays and Wednesdays, correct?
I think they do the calls on Wednesdays and Thursdays. I'm not quite sure.
It's Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Yeah, you're right.
Tuesdays and Wednesdays.
Yep.
Call lab. Yeah. So
Very
I wasn't on last week, but prior to that I was on to a few of their calls. Yeah.
All right, good. Well, keep it up. Good luck. If you're making cold calls, you gotta, have your system and your out your pad on the right side. Are you taping your calls?
I just started. I keep forgetting, like to when I make the calls to go on that website, click it and stuff like that, go back and forth. It's just I need to keep doing it more, but I keep forgetting. So far I've only recorded 1 or 2 of my calls.
Well, you can go on and just attach to like some other phone companies that like call8.com, KALL8.com. They'll record everything coming in and going out. So it's not it shouldn't be a hindrance for you. You don't have to worry about whether or not you turn it on or not. And I guess Justin's going over to something here right now.
I
Yeah,
was
this is actually-
just
yeah, this is
showing.
the-
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
that's the one I'm using, Justin, because you actually put that in that paper that you gave us when
Yeah.
you're talking to homeowners. So yeah, it's just going. Yeah, that's the actual
We-
one I'm using. So
we-
I'll get their numbers, put it on REI Reply. Then once it starts ringing, go to that website, click record, and yeah.
We have sales manager Ed to thank for this one. Vocaroo. It's really cool that you can just open up your window and hit click and boom, there you go.
And then it's so easy to just download it too. You can, email it, you can download it, you can attach it to a file. It's really nice.
Does
Yeah,
it tell
is.
the person on the other side of the call that you're recording it?
No, it just records. Nope.
You
No.
only- you keep it to yourself, it doesn't matter. I don't think. What's the big deal?
Right.
You're gonna share this in the courtroom. It's a different ballgame. So does it cost anything?
No,
Zero.
it's
It's
free.
free.
Yeah, it's free.
Wow, what's the name of this?
Vocaroo, VOCAROO. Let me see if I can pull it up again real quick and just show you guys one more time. It's a great
Cool.
little tool. It's free. Just pull up a window like this. If I'm on my internet phone, which is how I do it, then all I got to do if I want to record is just hit record right here, and it'll start recording the conversation, both sides. And
Wow.
when I'm done, I just hit stop like that, and see it'll allow me to play it now, or I could save it, or I could share it. I got a link to it now, or I could download it. I could embed it on my website if I want. I can do whatever I want. It's pretty amazing tool for free. I think Ed, you're the one that brought that to us, right?
Yeah, and I think I might have picked that up possibly from Arturo.
Oh, okay.
Is
Well-
that
I just steal all the good ideas.
Right.
what is that? A phone app?
That's just
No,
a, it's just a website.
Just pull that up, vukaroo.com, and it comes up, and boom, just hit record it, and there it goes.
That's great. That is great. Good stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Learn something new every day. Fantastic. All right.
And you really should record yourself when you're making those calls, everyone. I mean, just just to have that, we can't remember everything. So it's great to go back and say, did I remember that right? And then you have that conversation, because possibly it's hard to believe, but my memory could have some holes in it.
No.
We all-
Believe it or not.
You came out of the automobile business, didn't you? Was it you?
Nope.
No,
I
it
did
was
spend a
something
few years in it, but
Yeah. So we train salespeople and people on phones. We put a mirror in front of them and say, listen, look at yourself in the mirror, because the way you look in that mirror is the way you're going to basically correspond when you're talking to people on the other side. So if you're looking happy and smiling and all that, and you're jacked up, people feel it on a telephone.
Yeah.
That's important. Should have that mirror. And how many times you hear guys answer the phone? You answer the phone. Yeah. Blah, blah, blah. That's just somebody dialing for dollars, and they're just trying to kill time. You don't ever have people work and feel like that. So, oh
Yeah.
Lord.
Did you ever talk to somebody laying down? I'm like, are you laying down right now? It sounds like you're laying down. You can totally tell.
did I wake you up?
How the hell do you tell them to lay it down?
Are you in the bathroom right now? I hear an echo. There's a little echo back there, like you're in the John.
Number one or number
No, he put it on mute. Oh, jeez.
Exactly.
Oh, this call's off the rails. All right, guys. Well, that's the end
two?
of that.
Steven,
I
I've
guess.
got one for you.
What do you got, babe?
I've got this lady that keeps calling me back. She's got a house that she's listing at 146, and you know they're way over market. I'm looking at Zillow; it's like around 114, and the other homes are in that range and lower. And they're looking to sell that house and buy a new house outright. They've got they owe 63.5. They
Right?
want cash, and they're looking to be able to get out of this thing and buy a new home.
How long has it been for sale?
For at least 3 months.
So I'll put 100 days here.
Yeah.
All right. So what did you offer 'em?
Well, I was trying to get them as far as cash. I couldn't offer them any more than 98 is where I was,
Wow. Okay.
and I was going to try and just pass it off to a landlord because it's in decent shape, just maybe paint. $1,300 rent is what it could bring in. I was
Right.
trying to direct him into a lease option where I could offer him full pop and then offer him 1,300 a month, and I offered him I think $5,000 down, and yeah, they just want to get into a place and be cashed out. So
How much cash do they need?
they need
Yes.
63.5 to clean up the mortgage.
Okay.
But they want that extra 40,000 or so to get into another house, 40, 60,000 or whatever they're looking for. She's trying to get it down to like 139. I think it's a great deal from 146, and really it's 115 range.
So they're down to 139.
Yeah, that's what she said she'd like to sell it to me for.
139.
Yeah, and 63.5 is the mortgage. So
And what you know about? You don't have any particulars as far as what's going on with their current mortgage, what the payments are, the taxes, insurance, that kind of thing. Did you ask them or not?
I don't have those numbers. No.
Okay. When you want to get a balance on a mortgage from anybody, guys, and you don't say to them how much money you owe on this house. I never do that. I say to them while I'm talking to them, I'll ask them. I says, "Well, do you have any other loans or balance or encumbrances, liens on this property that I'm going to need to clear before when we close?" And I'll say, "Well, yeah, well, I got a mortgage. You know about how much money you owe on that?" That's how I ask. All right. So sometimes people, and they want you to ask it for generally, how long have you owned this house? And I guess you got this mortgage back then. Okay. Yeah. Well, back then interest rates were a lot higher. Wow. Yeah. Well, you must be what? I guess the mortgage payments on this are about 500, 600, 700, whatever it is, you can make a guess. But getting back to you, Ed. Okay. So we got no idea as far
That's
as
a good point. I'm checking my original notes. I might have had that written down. I'm thinking it was in that 600. She was all twisted up about the loan being like redone and such. They
redone.
Yeah, she didn't want someone just taking over her loan. So
What do you mean the loan redone?
like refinance that that loan.
So she's already refinanced.
She didn't want to. She thought it was. I'm trying to remember. It's been a while. There was something I think. Man,
All right. Well,
something.
Goody, she's calling you back. All right.
Yeah.
Why don't you just do this? Why don't you send her a contract for $129,000? And is she in your area or is she far away?
About 3 hours away.
Well, okay. So you tell her, listen, this is the best I can do right now. I want a 90-day close. I want to see if I can get it funded. If I can get it funded, that's great. You got your 129. All right. If I don't get it funded and they make any kind of a counter offer, I'll come back to you and let you know. That's what I would do. Ed, get the contract.
Yeah.
You got nothing. Right now you got nothing. Get the damn contract. And then you work
And
it.
just trying to get go retail wise. I mean, it's
Yeah,
because
yeah. Because if the market's that hot out there right now, and you do the right marketing and it's the right pictures and all, you might be worth your while even go down there meet with them, shake their hands so they know, you're a real person, get some real good pictures of the house. And while you're down there, maybe go have a chat with some realtors after you get it under contract. All right. You
Okay.
make sure they sign off on the statement that says, for the statement that Ionati gives you for the down payment. You make sure you get that. All right.
Yeah.
And worst comes to worst, look, if you got that agreement, go down and file your notice after 3 days. All right. Get it. Now, what's the
Memorandum.
happen? You're gonna out some time, and you're out $100 to $10, whatever you give them, and you tried. And you know what? They might wind up saying, you know what? We're going into the dead of winter. If this is up in that neck of the woods, I think. And I don't want to wind up buying. Listen, I got to make some money on this house. I don't want to buy this thing and wind up having to hold it till next summer when the market comes back. So you want to sell it right now? This is the best that I can do. And you can go in at 129, go in at 125, any number you want. You can always go, you can always go down. It's tough going back up. So
Mhm.
remember, wherever you start, you get them on contract. That's just starting the negotiations. Don't you know
Sure.
what you're doing?
Right.
Get them on contract, man. Call me tomorrow and tell me I got it on contract. Then
Okay.
then you throw it out to the fish and see what you get.
I like it.
I'm going back to New York, and I'm going to put a bunch of houses in the contract and just spin the wheel and see what happens.
Right.
Yep, that's it. That's going to be the deal, because houses right now are just insane. What they're getting from, and they're pulling deals out of there. And
Yeah.
they're pulling prices out of the sky. So, but how about you look at some more expensive stuff out there? How about stuff in the 200s? Anything out there?
In that area?
Yeah, and that anywhere in your area.
Oh, yeah. What do you mean by that? Homes in 200,000?
200, no, 200, 300,000.
Oh, yeah.
there's
All day
a lot of
long.
money chasing that stuff over this cheaper stuff.
Yeah.
Look, a lot of the cheaper houses, guys, that you're looking at, and the people are struggling because they need the last dollar they can possibly squeeze out of it. When you start looking at houses that are $2, $3, $4, $500,000, a lot of these people don't have to squeeze. They're not worried about 20 or 30 grand, a lot of them. And you're going to make more money on it because the person that's going to buy the house has got more money. So, and right now, even still, all right, there's nothing stupid stuff's happening in Washington every day, but still the interest rate just clicked, what, 3%? Or 3% today? Yeah. So go look at some more expensive houses.
Yeah, I really have kind of gotten myself kind of pigeonholed where I'm just either thinking cash or I'm thinking least option, and I'm not really giving myself that chance to just do that agreement and try and sell it for
If you
something
go
in
out,
that range.
if you went out tomorrow and you made 5 phone calls to FSBOs and you told them, listen, I'd like to buy your house. And you know what? If I can get the funding for it, I'll give you the whole thing. And if the house even sounds cheap and the guy wants $400 for it, and it's a for sale by owner, and it might be worth somewhere close to that. So listen, if you want $450 for it, maybe I can get you $460, even $465 for it. What do you think? If it's that hot, you want to get the house under contract, in your pocket, and off the market. And if they've already got the house advertised, you want it back. You want to reclaim their advertising, off Zillow or whatever. You want it off. You want to be the exclusive guy. I don't agree with this stuff. Well, it's not exclusive. So if you sell a house for me, that's bullshit. I ain't working for nothing.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't agree with that. Some people do that.
How do you deal with the other items that show up when you pull up, say, an address? You get the Zillow, but then there's Realtor.com and all the other ones.
Well, when you go put it on, what I learned over the weekend is Flyer.com or something like that. They charge $5, and then they send these emails out. Listen to this. They put it all over the webs, right? But then they'll also, for another $5 or $10 or something like that, they'll email it out to every real estate agent in the county, and you'll tell them that this is not on the MLS. So if you're interested, you got to call me, and and no, you don't want to list it with anybody. Worst comes to worst, I listened to a guy do a round robin. He was explaining how he does it. It had the round robin auction. That is so damn cool. And for houses that are like, borderline or even higher, lower end, you can do this in any kind of neighborhood, So I got a good experience, a good feeling about doing those, also.
That's a great concept.
Got to watch it in New York, but out by you, man. I mean, come on, you gotta just listen. Just set your mind. The next week, you're gonna go out and get one contract a day. Try it.
Yep.
You got a good mouthpiece, and you got contracts there. Just go ahead and sign them up. I'm not telling you you're gonna sell them. Well, right now you got nothing, right?
I tell you, we got a great contract to use as of today via Justin Chamness, and so I can't. I think it's one of the strongest holdbacks for everybody is being confused about the contract and what they're going to send out, what they're going to use, and and the concept of they're just pigeonholed if they send out that contract that there's no changing or anything. That message
this weekend that you attended last months ago. The only contract they're sending out is a contract for purchase. That's 95% of them. All right. If he's got something that he really wants to hold on to, maybe do a little lease option with or whatever it is, then he'll send out the lease agreement. But everything, 98% of everything they're doing are contracts for purchase. So and that contract's only 2 pages long. That's it. 2 pages. Very, very simple to read. You put this in front of somebody. I can train a monkey to go through this thing and say, okay, and hand the guy a pen right here, sign right here, and I'm telling you, that's not going to be your holdup. All right. You get the contract, download it off the internet. They got it on there. Download it. Commit that thing to memory. Fill in a bunch of numbers. Fill in the numbers on it. Right. Go back and forth, back and forth. You only need that. You need the memorandum, and you need the receipt for the down payment. Those 3 things. Very, very, very important. All right. Have them sign all 3 things. Hand them a $10 bill or whatever you're going to hand them. You're done. Get out of the house. And they say if you have to go back and take pictures another time, then you got to do that. Sometimes they don't want you taking pictures at the same time. They want to clean the house up or something or whatever, So, but hey, listen, Eddie, a contract a day. You can do it, man.
Yeah.
Give them what they want. Just give them what they want. Subject to the funding. If I can get the funding, this is great. We'll have a celebration. And make sure they understand that you don't make a dime until you cash this thing out. And get a longer time. Listen, if a real estate agent walks in their door, they want a 6-month agreement, don't they?
Yeah.
Get 6 months. Hey, listen, I don't make a dime unless I sell your house, unless I can get this deal done. So I'm going to work like hell. I don't have a big advertising budget, that I can just throw at people because I know I got this guaranteed commission coming. All right. But I'm going to be thinking about your house, and everything I do is going to be about your house. It's like, what was his name over there in Jacksonville? Help me. The old
Ron LeGrand. Ron LeGrand.
Grandpa LeGrand.
When I go to sleep at night, I'm going to be thinking about your house. When I'm watching television, I'm going to be thinking about your house. When I'm cutting my lawn, I'm going to be thinking about your house. When I'm having sex, I'm going to be thinking about you. So
Wow.
That's exactly what he does. So who knows? I don't know if he really does that, but that's what he says.
How's his wife feel about that?
Eddie, you got to do that, man. You got to do that. Call me. I want to hear a progress report.
Okay. I'll let you know.
Jump in the car and go do it myself down there.
That's a sexy house there, Jason.
Hey there.
Gotta be. It must be.
All right. So now Ed's got a platform. He knows what he's going to do over the next week.
Come on. I'll get on that tomorrow.
And get some look at the price range of stuff. Remember what I said. Look and see what the median price range is in these counties, and go about 10%, maybe even above that. Don't go crazy, and don't. If everything in that county sells for $100,000, you're not gonna make a lot of money on this thing. But the place 10 minutes north might be average, might be 200,000, and over from that might be 250. You know,
Right.
start getting properties in those markets right above the median price range. You know, and you can get median price ranges. Man, you go to city, what is it, city doc, city. If they're on the internet, you can even go on Zillow and they'll give you the numbers. And that's what we got. All right, now I got to step back down. Okay, and I got to cool down. All right, I was on a rant there for a little while. All right, guys, who else got something? Anybody else got something to chat about?
Steve, I just wanted to ask, you know how you say pretty shortly here we're going to have an abundance of opportunities here for something creative.
Yep.
Do you feel like it's what's going to change as far as dispensing these off? I mean, are we going to have more of a struggle of finding like tenant buyers because of the way the market's going to shift?
No, the tenant buyers will be abundant, I think, because they've been losing houses and rentals are there's nothing around to rent.
Interest
So-
rates will be going up too,
Yeah,
which
So
means
you're
it's
gonna
harder
find-
to get loans.
That's
tenant,
true.
yeah,
More expensive.
tenant buyers are going to be all over the place. All right, they're gonna want your houses. So you're gonna be out there looking at deals that are subject to people that are trying to sell their house and they're not in financial peril, but they see stuff coming or they decided they want out of the area, you know, for the same old reasons that we always get. All right, but the market's not going to be a seller's market; it'll start being a buyer's market.
Right.
So you haven't been in that cycle yet. When people are calling you 10 people calling you an hour saying, well, how come you're not over here looking at my house already? All right. It can happen. You keep doing the same advertising and doing everything you're doing now, and the market flips, you can't handle all the phone calls. You know, you don't think so there, Justin? I lost him. He's
I'm
on
sorry,
mute.
I was on mute there. No,
That's okay.
I don't disagree with you. No.
Yeah, you know, right now we're fighting and clawing and eating our young, as they say, just to get a deal because it's a really, really tough seller's market. When it becomes a very, very tough buyer's market, all right, and the bottom and the property values are still going down, all right, you buy quick and get out. But there'll be a lot more deals for you to buy. There'll be a lot more landlords out there that'll be looking for properties. And you might even wind up keeping some of these deals because you want the income on the back end for being a landlord. So you bring that deal here on a Monday night, and we show you how to shape a deal up for private money. And he brings the money to the table, and you use his money, interest only, for say 5 years, and you sit there and you rent the house out. And what happens in 5 years? Holy cow! You know what? That house you bought for 60 grand or 160 grand, whatever, is now worth 250, and you collected rent on it for the whole time. That's
awesome.
That's being in a buyer's market. You see? So yeah, don't worry. Christmas is coming. There ain't gonna be a shortage. I think it's gonna be a rough ride for a lot of people. I mean, you know, we're gonna do okay. You know, we're trained for this. We have the tools in the toolbox, as they say, to make it all work. Don't take advantage of people when they're down. You know, and remember, this could be you. This could have been your family. You know, so treat everybody right. Help them solve problems. You know, help them be fair. You know, if you can get the people more money, get them more money. Don't look to cut corners and rob them. That $5,000 that extra money you squeezed out of these people, that $5,000 can make a difference in whether or not they're going to be able to get another. That's another maybe 2 months rent for them. You know, that they need just to move into this next apartment because they're moving out of this beautiful house. So don't squeeze people. Try and help them out. Be the guy that helps them rent the truck. Be the guy that might just put the money up for the 2 months rent and the month security. Give them $1,000 on top of that, you know, to hire a mover, you know, and be the helper because some people will call you. You know, I've been in houses 10 years ago where there was an elderly couple and they were eating dog food because they couldn't afford anything. They were out of bounds on medicine. The house was clean as a whistle. They were trying to sell it, and they just couldn't get people there.
Wow.
Yeah, man. I've seen it. I've seen it with my own two eyes. So when you have a situation like that, you have a responsibility. You have a responsibility as a human being not to hurt these people. Not to hurt these people. You know?
Right.
So when they were too proud, this couple, they were elderly. They were too proud to call their children and tell them that their parents need, they listen, your mom and dad need help. They wouldn't do it. They'd rather lose the house. You know?
Well, you're crazy if you think you can, run a business and treat people poorly.
That goes around, man. That
doesn't fly. Not
That's
too long.
absolutely right.
I'll tell you what I did with that couple. I did a skip search and I found two sons that were attorneys in Florida down here. And I called them on the telephone on the blue. I said, listen, you don't know me, but I got some information you might want to know about, right? And I'd like to see you maybe try and help these people before I get involved. And they don't know I'm calling you. And neither one of them had even spoken to their parents in probably over a year. So, yeah, I was thinking about calling my mom and dad. They're kind of a pain in the ass on the phone. Yeah, you might want to think about calling them because they're having a real hard time. So as soon as I said the parents are having a real hard time, they got on the telephone with them right away. I says, and listen, don't tell them you talk to me, but ask them how they're doing and that like that. Maybe, things are getting good. You're doing great. How can, can I help you out with something? And see what they say. I wound up with that house. They wouldn't think about calling anybody else. And they basically gave me the house. They moved the parents down to Florida. They got them a condo down there. And the two sons who were attorneys, one was an attorney, one was a doctor, I think, whatever. They were professional. I said, Steve, thanks for helping us out. What do you want? What can you give us for the house? And I hit him with a number and it says, how about this? And they went down. They didn't go up. They went down. How about that?
That's
So
what
the
doing the right thing does.
parents fixed. These people were set for the rest of their lives. So anyways, it's good karma, so you will come across people like that. You will, with this one thing I heard, it was a common denominator with a lot of these, with what's we're probably going to see coming. All right. With older people, when you go into some older people's homes and a home outside looks like it's halfway decent, you get inside and it's like a hoarder house. All right. A lot of these people psychologically don't want to live like that, but they're so overwhelmed every day. They're so overwhelmed with bills, with medical problems, psychological, and now they got to worry about cleaning up the house and, well, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll let it go. That's how a lot of these houses get that way. So understand that when you walk in there, almost, I'm not telling you to expect it, but understand that when you go to these properties, all right, think that you're going to walk into one of these older homes and they're original. A lot of them are original. They didn't do a lot of updates. And if the person's in their 80s, 90s, they're not at this swinging a hammer or raking a lawn or anything like that. And a lot of times the houses are falling into, they're needing work. It's just the way that it is. So understand this. Be kind to these people. Don't put them down. Walk through the house. Treat the people with respect. And a lot of these people, these elderly, they need assisted living. They can't deal with the house. They don't know what to do. A lot of them don't have families or the families don't give a rat's behind about them, and that happens. I heard stories about that this weekend. Makes you want to cry, for crying out loud. Treat the elderly with respect. People with families, treat them with respect, because that child, this is the biggest element of these people's lives. The mother and father can get along. Listen, that happens. What about the kids? That's the tough thing, man. That's tough. Mom and dad are forced out of a house. They're going to go to an apartment. The kids really don't understand all this shit, So try to make it the best for them. Maybe you have another house around you can swing around to help them rent and help them get into another house. Don't be the guy that just yanks the carpet out from under them. guys, this is coming. Remember this call. If you remember anything else about this call, I'm telling you, this situation is coming. And it's not going to be rare. So keep that in mind. Anyway, so this is our Monday night call. I want to thank you all for coming. And if we got anything else you guys want to talk about quick before we hang up the phone, as they say, I got Ed and I never remember your name, but it says here, Mini Golf. Is that what it is?
That's Larry from Illinois.
Yeah, Larry from Illinois.
Like your head is made. Now I can see your head. Head was down. All I saw was the top of your head. All right.
There you go. There he is.
Henry, Lord, Jason, and Vaughn. Listen, Vaughn's gonna listen this next week. Why don't Ed and Vaughn and Jason, we got Henry on board. Go out and just collect contracts. Give people what they want. Bring them back Monday night. And let's have something to talk about here. And let's see how we can structure some deals and make some things work. Go out this week. Come back next Monday with as much as you can. I mean, I would think if you're going to see for sale by owners, you're going to go talk to people whose homes have listings have expired, or a property that's abandoned that's in your neighborhood. Give them whatever they want. Get them on a contract. All right, and that's when the fun starts. All right, guys.
All right.
Anything else? Have a great night. You guys take care.
Thanks for your time, guys.
Yep.
Bye bye.
See you, Steve. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Steve.
Yep.
Appreciate it, man.
All right. Thanks.